Hey, Redemption City, this is Pastor Mike here. Wanted to just give you a quick plug for our first Equip workshop coming up on on Saturday, September 30th, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. here at the church. And so you may be asking, what is a Fruit to Root workshop? Why should I come? Why should I get engaged in this very important training for our church? Well, the question I'm really wrestling with in this workshop, and I think will be relevant to everyone, is this: how is it that people who have been Christians for years can still struggle so deeply with suffering and sin? Why is it that change is so difficult and elusive? So many Christians struggle with practically connecting the truths of the gospel to their everyday lives, their suffering, and their relationships. So the Fruit to Root workshop is designed to give you practical tools for closing the gospel gap between what we believe about God and how our lives actually work. So think of this as sanctification on a very practical street level thing. We're going to be talking about it. And the workshop offers, I want to give you guys in this workshop a very practical metaphor for summarizing some of the biblical dynamics of change. We're going to explore what our suffering can teach us. That's kind of the heat element in the metaphor. We're going to recognize that we often respond sinfully to the pain and suffering in our lives. That's kind of the thorn piece of this extended metaphor of the Fruit to Root, and we're going to examine the roots of heart change in the gospel, the cross. And finally, we're going to survey the prospect of fruitfulness as we abide in Christ, which ultimately is going to be leading to fruit. So the goal is not simply to give you a system or model or theory of transformation so much as to connect you to the source of that transformation, the true and living God. And so what's the format for the course? We're going to work through the model in a workshop, which means we're going to be working very practically. We're going to go through the model. We're going to identify a personal growth project for your life, and then we're going to give you an opportunity to actually break up into groups and work through that model for change. And then we're going to come back together at the end to answer any questions you might have, troubleshoot, and make sure you are prepared to embark upon your own personal journey of change. A couple of details for the event: there's going to be a continental breakfast plus childcare provided if you need it. Every participant will receive a copy of How People Change by Paul Tripp and Timothy Lane, and the cost is going to be $15 per person. And if cost is a barrier, as always, talk to one of the pastors. We'd be happy to give you a scholarship for that class. That's it on the class. If you have questions, we would love to talk more about it. Reach out to me or Sebastian, and we can give you more information. As of now, excited to see you all again September 30th. It's Saturday, September 30th, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Looking forward to see you then.